Hey everybody, Ali Madawi here, live with you on a nightly edition. Usually it's either daytime or afternoon, but it's been one of those amazingly, positively busy, weirdly busy day, but I cannot complain. I'm so happy and excited about it. And I wanted to talk to you today about this whole concept that I've heard my whole career, especially in the network marketing profession. Follow the system, follow the system, follow the system. If you change the system, you will change the results. Oh, you don't have to follow the system, but you also don't have to make money. All these different things that I've been told all this time. And, here's the thing that I'll tell you. I have a different look at it now more than ever, especially after when you spend 9.5, 10 years in a network marketing profession and you go through your own experiences and you live through certain situations, you start questioning everything. Okay, is the system really working for the masses or is it working for the select few? Because here's what I do know. I can use the same system that you're using right now, but if you are working one or two jobs, if you have a house full of kids running around and you have to do homework and your time is very limited, you will have some results eventually, right, as you're growing your business, but I can guarantee you I will smoke you. And the reason for it is I'm available all day, every day. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I have the time available to work my business. So yeah, the system will work for me, but not so much for you. And I'm not against having a foundation, because I believe a system does create that foundation of the learning process. Like, what do I do next kind of thing, right? A business in a box. I get at all that. But to tell everybody that the system is the reason why you're going to succeed or you're going to fail, I don't agree with that per se. As a matter of fact, I'm even willing to say that unless you use the system, of course, but you got to customize it to your own lifestyle, to your own business life, to your own time availability and the things that you have on a regular basis. I don't think you're going to be able to sustain the excitement, the positive of the positivity of the process itself, and you're going to struggle a little bit amongst everybody. Now, you may be asking, why the heck is Ali talking about this? Because I am sick and tired of seeing many so-called uplines, telling everybody, hey, if you change the system, you change the results. If you don't do this, you're not going to have success. I don't agree with that. I personally can challenge anybody hand in hand that if I personally customize and literally as a consultant, as a true sponsor for that individual, right? As a true support team for that individual that I'm supposed to be working with, and create something that works for them. It could be for some working through social media. It could be for others getting on the phone and picking up the phone and calling everybody. It could be for others text messages only. It could be for others one-on-one. It could be for others, so there's different ways and different styles, and it is not going to work for everybody. And I'll give you an example that will kind of settle this conversation, right? I spoke to a few people over the last 7 days and they said, listen, I don't know how to use Facebook. I don't even have Facebook. I don't want to use Facebook. And I'm like, but dude, you got to get on social media. It's 2017. And although I was trying to raise value, they were over 60-year-old. They just didn't connect with that whole concept. They said, I'm old school. I want to call people, sit down for a coffee. So what I ended up doing is customize the conversation, the script, if you will, the way of going about building those relationships, how to prospect. They say I'm a belly to belly kind of person. So instead of me pushing them onto follow the system and use social media, I actually pushed them the other direction. I said, let's look for networking events, and I helped them find few networking events that were local to them. I said, now you go out there and you start meeting people, exchange business cards, do what you do best, but I'm not expecting you to come back and say, I don't have any new contacts, because that's what you wanted to do. That's what works best for you. Yes, I would like for them to get a little bit more uncomfortable, but I don't want to turn them off by making them feel so uncomfortable to the point where they feel scared of taking on something they've never done before. Does that make sense? Drop a number 1 if you agree with that. Now, I will tell you that there is a foundation, and that's what most people call it, the system, but they're like so militant about it, almost telling everybody, if you don't use it, you're gonna fail. I'm here to tell you that the system's gotta be just a foundation, right? The basics that you have to follow in order to succeed. So let's talk about, in my humble opinion, of 10 years in this profession, and after training a little over 40,000 people and having a little bit of success in 14 countries, I think I can speak on it. So some of the things that I will tell you is, the moment you start in any network marketing company or direct sales opportunity or social marketing or whatever it could be, number one, you must use the product or the service. Now, you don't have to. That's what everybody says from a legal standpoint. Of course you don't. But I'm here to tell you, you must use it. And here is why. You cannot sell a Toyota if you're driving a Honda. As a matter of fact, last time I bought a car, it was a Cadillac from a dealership in Ocean Township, New Jersey. And here's the thing that I noticed, that every single one of the guys that worked there were driving a Cadillac. And I asked, what's the deal? You guys really are such fanatics? He goes like, no, we're not allowed to drive anything else. So they take the cars from the lot, drive them home, and then if they ever leave, they have to leave the car, on their day off. They don't take those cars. So they're making their employees part of that sold out concept, right? They're not gonna drive anything else. So you too, again, have to have that same mentality. You have to be a firm believer and user of the service and or product. And two, it creates a story. See, if you're in a wellness, health and wellness, and you use a product that makes you lean, lose weight, feel better, sleep better, hair longer, nails longer, whatever it is. And I'm sorry if I missed any of the greatness that can happen from the wellness world, but I'm just giving you examples. Unless you use the product and you create what we call a testimonial with it, I don't care how great of a salesperson you are, you're going to miss out on many opportunities to bring in more customers and more representatives. So it is very, very incredibly important for you to be a user of your system or service or product or whatever it is that your company is marketed. Number two, you have to learn the compensation plan. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect on understanding it, but you have to understand where you are and what needs to happen to go to the next step. There's so many people that I talk to, they don't even understand how they get paid, and they give me the cliche lines. They're like, I don't care, all I know is I get paid every Friday. Like, that's not an attractive professional conversation to have, right? Like, you're reaching out to me and you want me to look at your business and consider being in business with you, and you're saying, I don't know how I get paid and I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, that does not make you look good. So I highly recommend that you immediately just learn enough of what I need to do to get to the next two positions, right? What is my goal for the next 90 days? Yes, you don't have to learn what it takes to go to the 9 ways to get paid and 16 percentages that are available and, right, every little position and structure, but you need to understand, what do I need to do for the next position or two positions within the next 90 days, and make those goals of yours. Now, the third one, and this is probably the most important, because this is where only you are going to be able to be in control, because the compensation plan is already pre-created before you got involved. The service, the product, or whatever is already pre-created before you got involved. But this third step is completely solely up to you. So one is, you have to become a student of social media. You notice I didn't say you have to master social media or you have to be a social media guru, but you have to be a student. And again, if you're not into social media, if you're the kind of person who's like, I'm never going to get into social media, that's fine. Do what works best for you. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to miss out on an opportunity. Facebook alone has 2.2 billion active members that are going to their Facebook account at least 10 times a day on their application, right? And then the other 2 billion are sleepy. But there's 4 billion total, just about. So you want to kind of, get into the space where there's a lot of traffic, and you have to become a student. The algorithms change all the time. The ways of posting change all the time. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you notice your Facebook look changes every week. There's a new button, a new logo, a new color, a new scheme, or whatever the case may be. So just become a student of it, so you are always reacting, right? Understand what it means to have hashtags. Understand what it means to have emojis. Understand How much should I have in the actual publication, in the actual post itself of the video? Should I use a camera? How do I flip the verbiage? Like in my logo, you can read it. Some of you show a book or show a logo, but it's flipped the other way. I have to figure out what it actually says. So you have to be a student of social media, and you also have to build your own brand. Your brand is your promise. What makes you unique? Listen, I like your company too. I think you have some incredible compensation plan, product, service. But guess what? There's 1,000 people who are saying the same thing you're saying. What makes you unique? How can you attract someone, especially if everybody's saying the same exact thing, right? So I think you have to develop your own style. A brand doesn't mean a logo. A brand doesn't mean just a website. Yeah, eventually, but a brand is your promise. What are you telling the world that you can stand by? What is your moral? What is your style? What is your perspective on things, right? Like my brand is Madawi Enterprise, and it stands for change. It stands for positivity. It stands for standing for something, standing up to the bully, right? Like I sometimes posted certain things that upset some people, but I knew I stand for the right morals. You're not going to agree with me 100% of the time, right? On my business style, on how I do things. But that's my style. I understand who I am in the business space. I understand my greatness in the industry. I understand what I'm capable of, and I'm not afraid to share it with people. I started doing about 3 months ago French Facebook Live sessions in the morning. And guess what? I haven't spoken French before 3 or 4 months ago, about 15 years. And I was afraid. I lost it. And I was making a lot of mistakes, conjugational mistakes, grammar mistake, and all these different things. And I'm like, oh my God, that was brutal. That was horrible. My mother was making fun of me in a funny motherly way, right? She goes like, I can't believe you're doing this to yourself. And I kept on doing it every day, right? So that's my style. I think that's my niche, right? That's the look that I wanted to create, and it creates a culture. It attracted an audience that I connect with, and I serve abundantly, right? I give information throughout the whole day. My style is to give complimentary coaching sessions throughout the whole day. My style is to just give, and one person will give back, and that's satisfying to me and my family. So make sure you identify your greatness. Make sure you identify your promise to the masses and to your audience, and share. That's what social media is there for, not to sell. If you are selling in social media, eventually, right, when your network is booming, you can do ads, you can do funnels, you can do all these different things. But at the beginning stages, you need to identify who you are in the business space and create a story behind it and create a promise behind it. So these are my fundamentals. I'm not going to call them a system, but these are the 3 fundamentals that I think you need to have in order to create greatness for yourself. And from there, you customize what works best for you in your own schedule, in your own lifestyle, in your own economy status, everything that is defining your circumstance as you go. And then the better it gets, the better you get as well, right? That's, again, my view. There's many people out there who are not going to agree with that, but you do what's right for you. My goal here is just to create enough value for you to think differently and identify, if I'm doing something for a very long time and it's not working out, maybe I should question a little bit of what it is that I'm doing. That's what I started doing, and everything changed ever since. So I hope this video helped you out a little bit. Give us some likes, give us some hearts, and make sure you share, because there's many people in the business community who are struggling dramatically and following leaders just based on the influence that the leaders has on them, not necessarily for what's right for them. So I hope that you get the message, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.